I have a simple model. If I wouldn't do it for me, you can't do it to them. I wouldn't sleep in there. I wouldn't sit in that chair. And so he can't. And it's that simple. And I don't know if, I think everybody gets worn down over time, maybe, and it becomes more of a business, or you're a little further removed from your business if you have multiple homes. So you might not be aware and seeing the day to day and actually understanding what's going on. But whatever, I don't know. I can't speak for them. If I won't sleep in it or sit in it, they cannot sleep in it or sit in it. And that's my barometer of whether or not it is good enough or right.
Can you talk about that process of receiving the second patient? Previously, you had mentioned they came from the other waiver support coordinator. Can you take us through that to today?
Yeah. So we have our second patient. He was a referral from our waiver support coordinator. It was a client that she had in another home that they thought would be a good idea to relocate him. She liked our home. She had been working with us for a few months. So she had the family come over. They enjoyed the home and they decided that a move was the right thing for him. So we pushed it out. We usually do like a 30-day window before someone moves in. So that gives us time to plan for their arrival and the transport. We had planned, and we thought we had planned very well. We bought things ahead of time. We had the medical administration record made ahead of time, the admission packet. Like, we did all the stuff and still wasn't ready. Like, yeah. The bed he came with was disgusting. So I didn't let it come in the house. And I bought what I thought was a medical bed off Facebook Marketplace, but I think it's a gymnastics mat. So I'm going to cut this down to size. We're going to make us a temporary mattress to use until we can get approval from insurance to get a replacement bed. All right, I'll finish cutting this, but I'm going to show you what we had to make to use for the last week, because that bed was disgusting. So I'll show you my temporary bed. Like, because you never know what they will arrive with. So even though you've gone and visited the home, you still don't know. Like, it's not like you're there physically doing inventory. So you don't know what you're getting until they're here. And long story short, we decided that it was best that the mattress he arrived with be thrown outside and never allowed into the house, as well as his wheelchair, because they were not of a condition that was representative of what we're doing here at our home. But then to do that, like, the process for getting anything approved through insurance could take forever. So it's not like you can be like, oh, I don't like this wheelchair, let me toss it and go to the Medicaid equipment store and pick up another one. It could take who knows how long, 2 or 3 months to get the approvals and to get the chair custom fitted and made for him to have. And we didn't have that time. Like, he didn't have a chair and he didn't have a mattress. Oh, well. This. Also a Facebook Marketplace creation. I got a mat off Amazon, got the pack and play for about $10. And this is our temporary bed until I could find a mattress that didn't smell like urine to replace into his bed. So hopefully I can get that to fit so he can sleep in there tonight. High five. Yes.
Was that the only reason we needed to get a new bed? The cleanliness? Because you could clean the bed, can't you?
No. It was beyond saving. It was uncleanable. It was absolutely urine soaked. We took it outside, we hosed it down, and we could not get that stench out. So it was not possible.
Yeah.
And then I would spend, 3 months fighting with insurance to get approval for a new bed and waiting. I mean, he can't sleep in a pack and play for that long. So I could have just bought a bed, which I thought I did, but I was wrong. So now I have to make. But I rather make than wait and do nothing.
Especially given the reaction he had to the bed when he got here.
Well, right now I'm just talking about the mattress. The bed is a whole nother story. The bed in and of itself looks like a prison. And so either way, he may choose to sleep out in the pack and play because at least there's visibility. And you can't see right now because I've taken all the panels off. But with these panels up against the bed, it's like 3 feet of walls surrounding a person. He can't see anything but the ceiling. That might as well be like solitary confinement. And I don't know who in good conscience can see that and leave someone there to sleep. I think that's okay. So, Facebook Marketplace, y'all, has furnished its whole house. I think you should have just drove to Daytona and picked up that mattress that was up there. Pretty sure that was the right
I
time.
ain't had no problems with driving to Daytona. I didn't want to drive to Jacksonville for some throwaway temporary stuff.
We do what we must.
We do what we must.
On today's episode, I'll show you how to convert a gymnastics mat to a twin mattress.
A twin medical mattress at that.
My first attempt at making a mattress failed. This was attempt number 1. It didn't really work out so well. Ugh. I might need help.
You're a big girl. You got this. Strong, independent black woman.
You're a jerk. All right, perfect enough fit. This will have to do for now. Tired and hot. And so we did what we had to do. We found a mattress. What I thought was a mattress, but it was a gym mat. Never mind that. It's now a mattress. And I found a wheelchair. And in 2 days and $500, we were able to solve some significant problems for him. He has a nearly brand new wheelchair, a new mattress, and a bed he can sleep in now, where initially he wasn't able to. We got a pack and play with like a mat in it for him to have some time outside of the wheelchair. Just simple things you could do. So he arrived with a situation that I couldn't be okay with allowing him to stay in. So we changed it. And yeah, that's what you should do. You don't wait to see if you can get approval or to get the Medicaid. You solve their problem first and you figure the rest out later. So that's what we did.
Amen to that. Speaking of the pack and play, why does he need one?
Well, because he didn't have a bed, right? So the pack and play was our temporary solution because it was like, a 3 or 4 day lag before I could get a replacement bed. I probably spent the first 2 days working through the waiver support coordinator and calling insurance to see if I can get a bed from a DME company. And when I kept getting no, I just made a bed. So I bought a pack and play, bought some padding off Amazon, and created a bed for him. He needs to be in some type of enclosure because he wiggles around a lot and we don't want him falling or hurting himself. So a mesh sided pack and play was the best thing I could think of for him to have like space to move, but also not be able to hit his head or hurt himself as he moved around in there. He likes it. So that was his bed for a couple of days until I was able to find a new medical mattress and get that into his bed. His bed was like a 4-sided cage with no sight out. Like once you're in that bed, all you can do is look up at the ceiling. It's a prison. But the pads had Velcro on it. And so I just took them off. Like, yes, he rose and he could hit his head, but I think he was doing all that head banging because he didn't want to be in the prison. So the first night he slept in that bed with the pads off, he slept until like 10 in the morning. He just wanted to see a simple change, like pull pads off, tell the nurse to sit in the room for the night to watch to make sure he doesn't injure himself. Like I don't feel like that was that much. So these panels were up against the walls of this bed, making it completely all visibility blocked. That's a nightmare. Nobody would want to sleep in that. So we're going to take these panels off and test it to see if he'll be willing to sleep in there without them, without injuring himself.
How unwilling was he to sleep in there when he first got here?
Oh, as soon as he saw the bed, he started hyperventilating, choking, freaking out. Like, this is a prison to him. All right. I need sheets. New sheets. Ask anybody. What is this? I guess you wash these. This is a reusable chuck. He moves around a lot, so I can't put the chucks on top of the sheet as we normally would.
Gonna put it in there?
So I'm gonna put it under the sheet because he moves so much that they would not stay in place. For years, he's been left to sleep in essentially a prison, and nobody did anything about it. And that boggles my mind. So, whatever. He brand new now. He got a new mattress. He got a new chair. He can see when he's in his bed now. So hopefully, just those simple changes will help improve his quality of life immediately, while we continue to figure out what things he likes, doesn't like, needs, and set that up for him.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like his quality of life has been improved. When you said he was dry heaving and just revolting.
He freaked out. The first time he saw the bed, once he was here, he started panicking and just wilding out because he thought we were about to put him back in that cage, essentially. So that's really how the pack and play got here, because it was just like, oh no, he can't go in there if this is how he's going to react when he sees it. Okay, let me get a broom and sweep this up.
Mission accomplished?
Yeah. Let's have a prison. Visibility. But he has to be watched the entire time to make sure he doesn't bang his head against something.
And to the chair. Why does he no longer have a chair?
Because that was raggedy and dirty. And it smelled so bad that as soon as he arrived, I put the chair out the back door. Because I can't, like, my nose is very sensitive. I can't do the smell of like urine or just, ugh. So I put it out there thinking that maybe it could air out, or like the next day we could wash it down and like get it smelling better before it came in here. And that never happened. By the next morning, it was like all of the urine in it rose to the surface. You pull up to the house and the entire yard smelled like pee. Like, that's how bad that and the mattress smelled. So we hosed them down, took it apart, washed what things we could, but the scent never came out. And then it started to disintegrate while we were trying to clean it, and it wasn't salvageable anymore. It was roaches in the chair. Like, yeah, no. So that had to go.
Yes, it did. And seeing his responsiveness to just some of the subtle changes that you've made, the sleeping through the night after revolting the first day, like, that's a big deal. But it seems so minuscule. And it's like, if you are aware and can see that this is having such an impact on him and there's a different path that needs to be taken in his plan of care, then how was this an oversight before?
I have a simple model. If I wouldn't do it for me, you can't do it to them. I wouldn't sleep in there. I wouldn't sit in that chair. And so he can't. And it's that simple. And I don't know if, I think everybody gets worn down over time, maybe, and it becomes more of a business, or you're a little further removed from your business if you have multiple homes. So you might not be aware and seeing the day to day and actually understanding what's going on. But whatever, I don't know. I can't speak for them. If I won't sleep in it or sit in it, they cannot sleep in it or sit in it. And that's my barometer of whether or not it is good enough or right.
Awesome.